So, what happens when you finally snap on a narcissist? When you've had enough, when you can't take it anymore and you finally pop the top, you blow your lid, you explode on them. What goes on inside the mind of a narcissist? How do they react? How do they treat you? That's what we're talking about today, y'all. If you're new here, my name is Lee Hammock. I'm a diagnosed narcissist, and I give you the inside look at the mind of a narcissist. But yes, y'all, to hop right into it, there are quite a few narcissists and toxic people out there that would love to see you snap, that love it when you snap on them, that will I'm just keeping it real. I can't, the only thing I do on this channel is I try to keep it real, right? There are so many narcissists out there that would absolutely love it if you were to snap. And especially if they were able to catch it on camera, right? That's the big thing about it right there. If you snap, they would love to be able to catch it on camera in order to hold you accountable in this situation right here, in order to be able to blackmail you or to use that against you. There's so many narcissistic people out there that are damn near praying for you to lose your cool. They're praying for you to pop your top and just go crazy on them, especially in front of other people. They would love it if you did it in front of other people. And I know that sounds crazy, right? I understand the fact that that sounds crazy. But when you're dealing with a manipulator or a toxic person like this, you have to understand that they want you to lose your cool. Because as you all might know, narcissists, toxic people, whoever, right, love playing the victim. Love finding a way to play the victim to circumstances that they themselves create. Love it. There's nothing more than a lot of narcissistic people loving the fact that they get to cause chaos and wreak havoc on your life or the lives of other people around you. There's nothing more. I'm just telling you. And this is why I damn near preach people controlling your reactions. I tell people, I was like, look, people ask me, like, so, well, Lee, how do we defeat a narcissist? What can we do in these situations to defeat a narcissist? I like, look, you're not going to like this, right? You're not going to like it. But you got to control your emotions. You got to control your reactions. You have to get yourself in control. You have to control the controllables, right? Because if you don't control the controllables, they control you. If you don't control your emotions, they control you. If they can trigger you, they can control you. And a lot of people don't like me saying that. Matter of fact, I did a video about reactive abuse very recently, and somebody in the comment section said, well, Lee, I absolutely hate when people tell the victim to control their reactions. I hate it. They don't tell the narcissist to control themselves. Yeah, although when I see comments like that, I get the mindset, right? I understand where you're coming from. When you're dealing with a narcissistic person, it's not going to be fair, right? So yes, I'm telling the victims to get control of their reactions. Otherwise, you get video recorded looking like the abuser. Otherwise, you get the police called on you because you finally snapped, and now you have a criminal record that narcissistic person can use against you. You see? Now you have a criminal record that toxic narcissistic person can weaponize against you and tell everybody, hey, look, my partner is an abuser. My ex is an abuser. You see, or my husband or my wife is an abuser. Look at them. Even though they've been abusing you for years, right? They've been abusing you for so dang on long that it's just hard to reconcile with it, right? It's hard to understand it. It's so hard to deal with, right? They've been abusing you for so long. Now they got footage of you losing your cool. They got footage of you losing your, not in control of your reactions. They got footage of you snapping. You got charges now. You literally have criminal charges now. You see what I'm saying? You now have these charges because you didn't control your reactions. I understand the sentiment when people say that, but I also understand the mind of a narcissist and dealing with a narcissist in a relationship. I get that. That's why it's so important to get control of everything that you can control, because narcissists want to be in control of everything, right? There's a story right here, y'all. If y'all don't know, I still do my one-on-ones over Zoom. right? You can find everything at mentalhealness.net. In the description of every video and podcast that I do, you can find my site for my one-on-ones, my coaching, my courses, everything, right? I say that to say this. There's a story a woman told me, right? I was doing a Zoom call with her. She told me that she snapped on her narcissistic husband, right? She snapped on him. They're married. They have children. She snapped. He called the police. And the crazy thing about it is he antagonized her. He pushed her. She snapped, went and got something and hit him with it. And guess what? The hit is on camera. Her hitting and chasing him with an object is on camera. Called the police. The police come and arrest her, who is a victim of domestic violence, right? She's a victim. They arrested her, took her to court, and now she had pending assault charges on her. But that's not it right there. He didn't drop the charges. They were still married. And guess what? They were riding to court together for her charges. He didn't want to drop the charges. He's like, no, I'm going to teach you a lesson. You got to learn that you can't act like that. You got to learn. You got to listen to me. You got to learn this. You got to learn that. Like, they were riding to court together. Literally. And he still refused to drop the charges. I don't know how that case turned out. Young lady, if you're still following me, let me know how that turned out. Shoot me an email. But that just shows you right there how dramatic these relationships can be right there. Right? That shows you how crazy they can get. He was riding with her to court for the charges that he pressed against her. After he started it, like, he literally pushed her on the ground. The cameras didn't catch that part. The cameras caught her running into the kitchen, grabbing a weapon and attacking him with it. So she got in trouble because she wasn't in control of her emotions, right? Of course, I'm not telling you to not fight back. That's the point I'm trying to convey to you. I'm not trying to tell you that you don't need to fight back, because sometimes you have to fight back, right? You have to defend yourself, but be very wary of narcissistic people, because they will use your defense against you. They will use your defenses against you. They absolutely 100% will. That's why it's so incredibly important for y'all to just get to when I'm telling y'all this information right here. I'm not telling you this to just make it seem like you just to be a punching bag and to practice yoga and become Zen. I'm not saying that. Like, when they're yelling and screaming at you to cross your legs and start floating into the air and meditating, I'm not telling you to do that type of stuff. They'll be scared. That would scare them off if you close your legs and started floating and meditate. That would scare them off. That would scare them off. But it would. I'm sorry, y'all. It would scare them off, but it still wouldn't save you, right? Because they would try to come back later on. They would definitely get a video of you floating in the air. And shit. I told y'all she was possessed. I told y'all she was crazy. I told y'all he had lost his mind. You see? Narcissistic people are always trying to find a way to not just victimize themselves, but to make you look like the aggressor. So when you snap, if I'm a narcissist, right, and you snap on me, I'm going to, a lot of times, even if I'm not recording this, if it's just between me and you, there's nobody else around, I'm going to play the victim towards you. Because guess what? You know what happened. Nobody else needs to know what happens. So it's not always about exposing you. Like, if you yell and scream, like if I'm poking you, right? You have a reactive abuse episode where you start yelling and screaming and throwing stuff at me. Even though I might not call the cops, you know you did it. So I'm going to use that against you and call you an abuser every single time something comes up. You remember you threw that thing at me when I was just trying to have a conversation with you? You remember you blacked my eye? You remember you tried to unalive me with that steak knife that you just picked up? You see what I'm saying? You remember you threatened me with that hammer that time? And all I was doing was trying to get you to take accountability for your action. You see? That's why I say it's so important, because it's not just the people. It's not just the fact that they can use this against you in the public. Sometimes it's just between you and them. Because they make you feel bad about yourself, because that's not you. When you snap and you get out of character, that's why a lot of times you'll see a narcissist smile, because that's not you. Right? That's not you. They'll sit right there and look at you and smirk when you're yelling and screaming, because now you've popped the top. You've lost the plot, right? So many things have happened to you in this scenario that you are no longer in control of yourself. And that's why that narcissist is just smiling at you like this. They're like, gotcha. Sometimes they'll even say it. They'll say, there's the real you. There she is. There's the real you. There he is. I knew he was in there somewhere. You see? They'll always try to play the victim. This is why it's so important, y'all, to control those reactions of yours. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a toxic narcissistic person that abuses the hell out of you and always tries to find a way to play the victim. So when you snap on a narcissist, some of them absolutely love it, right? Now, there's a caveat here. Sometimes not every single narcissist is the same, right? Not all narcissists are a toxic monolith. So I'll say this as well. There are some narcissists out there, if you snap on them, they'll disappear on you, right? And I'm not telling y'all, I said some, a few of them. I'm not telling y'all to go out here and snap on your narcissistic partner or your ex or whoever it is, right? I'm not telling you to snap on them to get them to leave you alone, because it could work, right? But sometimes, again, y'all see the other end of the spectrum where they will absolutely play the victim to circumstances that they themselves have created. They will absolutely be the victim here, and they will get to you, and that will absolutely mess with you. So it's very important for you as a survivor to control those reactions and to stay in control. Because again, sometimes you'll snap on them and they'll leave you alone, right? That could happen. There are the fearful, cowardice narcissists that don't want to pick a fight with you. Then you snap on them and they just get scared as hell to leave you alone, right? That could happen. I'm not telling y'all to go out there and do this. Like I always gotta. Yeah, it's crazy that I have to make these disclaimers after almost damn near everything I say. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm not saying that this will happen. I'm not recommending that you try this. I have to say that type of stuff because if I don't, people would go out there like, well, Lee, I never thought about screaming and yelling and threatening to harm them to get them to leave. I'm going to go do that now. No, don't do that. Because that's when you get caught up. That's when you get charges. That's when you end up looking and feeling horrible about yourself because you didn't want this type of stuff to happen. So it's very, very important right now that you understand that you don't need to go out there and purposely snap on them. I'm not telling you to not defend yourself, y'all. I'm just telling you to keep yourself in this this stillness, right? Because they're trying to set you off. And I know a lot of people, when I say this to people right here, they don't understand it. Even though it's a personal attack on you, sometimes they're personally attacking you. Try not to take it personally. Because a lot of times when narcissists are saying things about you, it really is how they feel about themselves inside. It really is. So if they're saying bad things about you out of nowhere, that's probably because they feel inadequate. There's a bunch of insecurities going on within them where they feel this high level of inadequacy, and they finally snap and lose their damn minds. And then like they take it out on you, and then you snap, and then they try to play the victim. It's a vicious, vicious cycle of narcissistic toxic abuse, y'all. Anyways, y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate every single one of y'all. If you learned anything from this video brought you some clarity, some peace, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Help us reach more people. My website's still up, mentalhealness.net, for all things Lee Hammock, my books, my courses, my support group, my one-on-ones, mentalhealness.net. Click one of these boxes on the screen right here to watch another video. And thank y'all so much for supporting the channel, and Mental Healness is out. Peace.